Having left Valetta, we sailed all through the night and the following day, reaching Kefalonia around about dinner time. Having spent our day doing a couple of dance lessons and relaxing on the deck, we made ourselves posh and headed for the bars and the restaurants. And then it was showtime! Having learnt our lesson with regards to aimlessly wandering, we booked an excursion that promised us a cave, a trip to one of the world's most beautiful beaches. Unfortunately, this is as near as we got to it. Finishing with some lunch and leisure time at a town in the north of the island called Fiscardo, before returning back to the boat.
This water is coming from Argostoli Sea, from Katavos under the ground. Melisani Lake is an underground river. From Argostoli to Sami is 20 kilometers. This water always entering here flows south back. One more lake, Karavomilos, this water from there back to the sea. In this lake there are mallets and eels. Melisani Lake is 160 meters long and 40 meters wide.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Along the way, our Canadian guide gave us an insight into the island's connections with Homer's The Iliad, and then proceeded to give us the full story of the Trojan Wars and everything that went with it. Helen of Troy, Paris, Agamemnon, and of course the wooden horse. Looks like someone needed a tow. Once again, it was time to leave. Tomorrow we will be in Corfu. We decided that we would have a beachy day. So with a bit of Googling, we found some bus times and a route map to a place called Conticali Beach. The maps indicated that it was about an hour away. However, what I didn't realise was 10 minutes of that was bus and the rest was walking. And the same on the way back, of course. Undaunted, we set forth and had a very pleasant day away from the noisy pool deck and the town. Tomorrow we'll be in Montenegro, so we booked another excursion. There were two reasons for this. First of all, there didn't seem so much to do in the main town, plus the boat will be at anchor, so we will need a tender to get ashore. I had been told before that if you wanted to go ashore in this situation, you had to get in early, and anyone on an excursion will get priority. We were up early for breakfast the following morning to make sure we was in one of the first of the tenders to go ashore. Our first stop was the town of Budva. Our guide took us around the town, showing us points of interest. Legend has it, when this ballerina's true love put to sea, she vowed that she would come to the beach every day and wait for him. Sadly, he never returned, and this is where she stays. When I was 11 or maybe 12 years old, my dad took me to see a film called The Longships, a film about a Viking competing with a Moor to find a legendary golden bell, which apparently was filmed here. And this is the golden bell they were after. The producers obviously thought to themselves, how are we going to get this heap of junk all the way back to Hollywood? So instead, as a mark of respect for all their help, they donated it to the town, who I'm sure were thrilled to have it. Our next adventure was the cable cars. Unfortunately, as we made our way up into the mountains, the weather turned and it became very grey and rainy. Visibility was poor, and the camera insisted on focusing on the raindrops on the windscreen instead of the interesting bits beyond them. But hey ho, as they say on the Hovis advert, it were a grand ride home though. The next and last stop was the UNESCO protected medieval town of Kotor in Montenegro. Set in the Bay of Kotor, a kind of Mediterranean fjord, over the years many have come here and conquered, leaving their mark on this town. This was our tour guide. She didn't really need that flag because she was quite a tall lady, probably over 6 foot. She gave us a fabulous tour and then gave us pointers as to where to go to see out our time in this beautiful town. And that was that. Sadly, this was all we was ever going to see of Dubrovnik, as our flight was around about midday and we had to be at the airport for 10 o'clock. Snow still covering the peaks of the Alps. Hopefully there won't be any on Walton Pier when we get back. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.